you guys? It's your girl Heaven.
And it's your girl Riddle.
And we are back with another episode of
More Than a Mother Podcast.
And what's today?
This episode
10!
We made it!
Cheers to 10.
Cheers to 10, y'all.
Just some strawberry water.
We're trying to be adults.
Ooh, it's good too.
I'm trying to be a better adult.
Yes.
Because ain't no way.
We have things that we want to aspire towards. And so we're doing a little less drinking. But the energy's always still there.
Always still there.
Period. Episode 10.
Episode 10. We've made it.
I can't believe it.
Firstly, I'm very proud of us.
Yes.
For the execution.
Me too.
We did it. And when we get to 100... Oh, baby, we
might
might give away a song.
We're going to do a giveaway. We might do an event.
A raffle. I want to do the picnic.
Yeah, we're going to start. So I know that in the beginning you were telling the folks how your vision was basically to include the community of parents and do things like giveaways and to help the community. And so I feel like in the near future, once we're really acclimated with doing this part of it, we're going to start having events and giveaways and all of that good stuff.
And I'm so excited because those are the things that Heaven and I enjoy the most. Mm-hmm. So I'm so excited to be able to do that. But today, I guess we're going to touch bases a little bit on what would it be? Colorist?
I feel like if
jealousy?
Envy?
Well,
our last episode was about friendships. That got us to thinking after we watched a video on Instagram about, we're both dark-skinned women. We always have been dark-skinned, honey. We just been dark-skinned. I was just walking around with the pigtails and my hair dark-skinned.
Can't do anything about it.
Miss Riddle was walking around with her locks and her hair was just dark-skinned. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it just is what it is. And we embrace it. We love it. It is powerful. It's beautiful.
I think that's the problem.
You think that's the issue?
I think the issue is that we've always loved the fact that we were who we are from the beginning.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it because... maybe that is the issue. Now, I personally be so kind of like, la-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, you do.
I don't really give a fuck. I don't even care.
You just existence.
I just be existing. I be having a good old time, baby. But obviously, we both have experienced colorism from people that are in our circle. And so that's what we want to talk about today.
Yes. So, have you ever been the, what's the woman? What did she say?
So, the lady in the Instagram video said that she is usually the unattractive friend. Which means when they go out, she's the one who is not getting hit on. And she, from her perspective, said that all of her friends are absolutely beautiful. And she just doesn't see herself to that same standard.
But
because of how much she gets hit on.
We got to speak on the fact that this is a brown-skinned lady with dreads. She seems like she is like a naturalista, so I'm sure she's not someone who goes out and like... dolls herself up to the umpteenth power to feel good about herself. So I'm sure that's just the difference. But we're gonna say what she looked like. Now, Heaven and I have always been girls who wore makeup. So we've dealt with. Let's talk about Atlanta real quick, because I think it's so crazy how just our appearance alone made somebody treat us totally different. When we were
what happened?
So you remember when we went to Atlanta, and it was a group of girls, and we.
Oh my gosh! Yes. So let's talk about who were in the group of girls. There were 2 light-skinned women, and actually, we weren't women quite yet. I was 17.
We were young still.
I
was 18, but we were.
You
still
had hit
young.
18, but I had not even hit 18 yet. So mind you, some of the shit that we did on the strip, baby, we're not gonna talk about 2016 summer. It was a motherfucking time. Woo! But anyway, so it was 2 light-skinned women. It was me and Yazzie, the 2 dark-skinned women, and then there was a white woman. And I don't know why I keep saying women. We were girls, okay? We were kids. We were having fun. Went to Atlanta and
Heaven and I, this is going back to, have always been the type of women who cared about their appearance. And not more so like cared about it like we cared what y'all think, because fuck you, but we cared about how we looked to ourselves. We were those girls, baby. We was it. Okay.
And I honestly think it was because we were expressive. Like, we expressed ourselves through our makeup, through our clothing, through our hair. We dyed our hair. We cut, before we went to Atlanta, we both cut our hair off. Mind you, Yazzie looks amazing. She kept it. I'll never do that shit again in my life. We wanted to be like Erykah Badu and fucking who?
India Reed.
Maybe India Reed.
Yeah, that's really
so bad.
So bad, honey. We were them. If anything, you guys, we would just emulate them. We just wanted to be them.
We just wanted to be them.
While we were there, the issue came about what was said was that they think that we feel like we are better than them because of how they perceived us. Because that's really it.
Well, I remember, my memory's really bad, but I remember one of the light-skinned girls saying that we came off aggressive.
Yeah.
You remember that? It was and I promise y'all, like, the conversation went to a place where at the end of the conversation, she realized that she was actually the aggressive one. We were staying in her house, and she was mad aggressive to us the whole time. And like, she's much like me. We have the same sign, actually. Yeah. She's much like me, so she was very comfortable with us from the get-go and was treating us like her like long-time homegirls, and was talking to us all kind of crazy. But we didn't get it. We don't know her, you know.
Yeah, we didn't get it. Yeah, we don't know her. But I think the issue for me, because y'all know I think I spoke up more than anybody did.
Yeah, probably.
The issue for me was the fact that we were only treated that way because we dressed nice, because we took longer to get dressed. Like, we got left.
Did we?
We got left.
Oh my God, no. You and Alexa got left.
We got left. You with us.
I got left too.
Baby, they left us because they said had they known that we were the type of girls who did our makeup, basically they wouldn't.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You're missing so much of the trip.
I got left.
Well,
you know why I was missing so much of the trip? I was drunk.
I know. Drunk as hell.
I was drunk.
And then I was high. I was so damn high all the time that people thought that like I was being standoffish because I didn't like them, but I was literally like, bro, I'm just high.
Yeah.
Weed is still new to me, baby, and I'm floating. And we're on water. Like but it was merely we were being disliked and talked at and things in that sense, basically just off the simple fact that we wanted to take care of ourselves. Now, mind you, when you are always surrounded by, and I don't know, you can speak to your opinion at this, when you are surrounded by light-skinned women, even a white woman, as a dark-skinned person, it's not even a matter of trying to fit in, but like for me, it's like camouflaging, trying to camouflage myself. So I feel like I never change. I would never change the way I dress or the fact that I wear makeup or whatever. But for those scenarios, in that scenario, it was like, whoa, you strip and you are around all these type of people, and like I didn't understand. And not like, I'm not saying that because, honey, she got her shit together, okay, baby. She made her money. Kudos to her. But
and she's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful. But I mean, like, you are telling us these are your group of friends. This is how and the type of people that you hang out with. So why not look our best? Why not try to look our best? It was less of us trying to look better than them or like make ourselves feel better than them than just trying to like blend in with the group of people that you brought. You brought us around people who was trying to be millionaires and shit, and like like niggas.
We met CeeLo.
We met. Shut up.
Now there was this guy, and he looked a lot like CeeLo.
But one of the guys that was on the yacht with us was one of Common's best friends. So like we were literally around, for us, celebrities.
Yeah.
And she's used to that. So but also she's used to that she played ball and all that stuff. So she's not that type of girl in a sense. But I still didn't understand where the threat came from, because like nobody was.
So I do remember now that it wasn't just her. either. It was the two light skinned women because the white girl that we were friends with. Shout out to my girl. Matter of fact, we can name her. Shout out to my girl Alexa. We love you. She was with us, and she is much like us. Okay,
yeah.
She likes to do the makeup and the hair. She's actually a hairstylist now. So like we've always all been into that kind of thing. The two light skinned girls that we were friends with at the time, or the one we had just met, but they basically did say that they was annoyed with us doing too much. Basically, is how they put it. Now, from my perspective, I've never been in a situation where I've tried or thought that I needed to camouflage myself around a certain type of person or anything like that. So, for instance, for a little back story, most of my friends prior to me going to college they looked like me. Most of my friends were dark skinned. Most of my friends looked like me. I had a few, like I said, we had a white girl, a homegirl. We had a couple light skinned homegirls. We had a variety. Mm-hmm. But most of my friends looked like me. When I got to college, it completely flipped on its head. And none of my friends looked like me. I was the only dark skinned girl in the group at all times. And even in that situation, I never felt, or when I started interviewing celebrities or hanging out with celebrities or whatever like that, I never felt that I needed to camouflage. I felt like people are going to look at me as the dark-skinned girl. All my life, that's just who I've been, the dark-skinned girl. And so, yes, did that play a part in me wanting to look my best? Maybe. But honestly, the opposite way, I think. It played a part in me wanting to accentuate my dark skin. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't ever want to camouflage it, or I didn't ever want to, like, dial it down. Once I was, like I told y'all in a couple of episodes ago, once I was comfortable at, like...
That's the thing, though.
11... I was always like, was never I'm trying to
dial down thing.
Yeah.
Like, because when I say camouflage, I don't mean, like, try to do things to not be seen. I feel like for a black woman, being expressive is like just walking around as your average light-skinned woman. No, like, I'm trying to make the comparison make sense, because
I think I know what you mean, because the light-skinned girl that we're referring to, like you said, she played sports and things like that. She was one of those girls that put on a crop top and some jeans with no makeup, and her hair was curly, and she just flipped it over to the side. She kept going. She was
big
bad
ass. Bitch. Okay,
that's what type of woman she is.
When I say, and I've always been a small frame woman, so I ain't never been worried about the ass department. Like, that ain't first I'm thinking fuck. So that ain't never been it. But to society, to the naked eye, I know that for the most part, that's where y'all leaning at. So that's cool. I just don't want to feel like I don't even know how to say it, because it's not like you care about the opinions. It's more like I know that if I did my makeup and if I'll dress nice, that y'all probably just gonna leave me alone about being the dark-skinned woman in the vicinity, or the woman that looks too earthy in the vicinity. Like,
yeah.
So
that never happened for me. I learned very early on. It didn't matter what I was going to do. So I can't relate to what the lady was saying about being the unattractive friend, because it doesn't matter what I do. Now, in my later age, it's a lot different. I had a baby. I don't, like, exude the same energy that I used to. So when I go outside, I'm not getting hit on. And I feel like it's all about your energy. But back in the day, honey, it didn't matter what I did. They were not going to leave me alone. Women that I ran into, men that I ran into, and I guess you wanted to avoid that. Yeah. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I maybe I did want to avoid it. I think because of my anxiety. But
where we're speaking from is, Heaven is the girl who dated all the way through high school. I'm not. So I feel like I was constantly in avoiding.
Like men, boys and shit.
Yeah, like just avoid being being what society wanted you to look like. So like I was always trying to be unconventional, like do the opposite. I don't think that I look bad by all means, and that's not how I feel. But like, y'all want a bitch with curly hair and a bundle, I'm getting dressed. Y'all want a bitch with hair, I'm going bald. Like that's just always been. I feel like for me that was the easiest way to just be like, don't talk to me. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
I'm totally getting it. I was thinking like attention from like everyone, not just like male attention.
No, but okay, bitches loved me.
Yeah,
that's the other issue though, because on the other side of being who I was, a lot of people just assumed that I was gay.
Yeah, I hate that for. Can we talk about that? Especially when it comes to a dark skinned woman. When she has her hair short, why y'all always think she gay? Or when she has locks, why y'all always think she gay?
Because basically my whole life is gay.
You know how many people that ask me, are you gay? So many motherfucking people. So many people over the years. Now, can I recall who they are? No, because I got a really bad memory. I have a really bad memory. But I've had, like, one of my cousins asked, because they was trying to hook you up with one of her girlfriends.
When we went to Atlanta, all the women was trying to talk to me in the strip club. Like, I was like, bro.
I had short hair, too, though, so I didn't get it. Did people think I was gay?
Yes, though.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You just did. So I'm trying to tell you, y'all, Heaven live in her own world. She lives in her own bubble. So sometimes I just have to remind her that she also played a role in this shit. This shit happened to you too.
I was just asking.
We was always
and you know
together.
what? This is why I love having her around, because I need to ask.
Yeah,
I need answers.
Yeah, people definitely thought we were both gay. I think the issue is I went through a whole phase where I wore like ball caps all the time and like
baggy
oversized clothes.
I
literally was just trying to do things to not get attention.
And it was so cute that she still got attention. Yeah. Like your whole aesthetic is like, bitches aspire to be that.
Yeah.
Okay? And men find that attractive in a weird way. Men don't want to say they find that kind of shit attractive, but it's what really gets them going.
Let's get on to that.
It's what really gets them going.
Let's talk about how, look, now we're playing footsies. Let's talk about the fact that I do have a slew of light-skinned women that I grew up around. In the town that I grew up in, it was predominantly white. So the only dark-skinned people, for the most part, besides one other girl, was my family.
Yeah.
So I really didn't have a choice in representation in friendship. I think that's why I hung on to having our friendship for so long, because if it was a different level of understanding. Because my light-skinned friends be so confused when the niggas that they like me and not them.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
So let's talk about being the attractive friend, but having friends that don't find you attractive, I guess. So they are confused by the level of attraction from the world that you receive, because that's really our issue.
Yeah, so I don't think we can relate to not being hit on or being the unattractive friend in a group of our friends or whatever, but we definitely do have different experiences with that. And we was actually just talking about it before the camera started rolling. Some of the shit that you bitches said to my friend's face.
Yeah,
you need to be slapped. Like what?
And back then you don't think of it as being colors. Like what? Okay, so something
they don't even know.
They don't even realize.
Right.
So something that was said to me was they were really confused as to why they had everything that they feel like society says a woman needs or that a man likes. So the big ass, the titties, fair skin, wear the weaves and all that stuff. But the guy was attracted to me and not her. And she said she didn't understand why he was attracted to me, because she had the ass and the titties and the skin. Like, she was genuinely confused. And then tried to end it with, but I think you're beautiful, like.
And I think there was a conflict within herself.
Yeah.
Because people who portray negative things that are connected to the presence and the ideology of colorism usually going through an internal struggle. Mm-hmm. And it's like more subconscious, I think. Like, from when I've talked to light-skinned women, they don't really know. They're not like, it's like way deep down. They're not really
Yeah. thinking
thinking about it. It's not like a conscious thing. But I think, you know, most people are like sort of insecure, and when they step out, their light-skinnedness is supposed to uphold them.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to
It becomes like
level
a
them up.
personality trait. Like
Yeah.
and that's the thing. A lot of what I could have said was you really lack personality because you think that your body makes up for it, and you can look nice, but if you can't have a conversation, then. And that's the difference between me and a lot of people. And that's just the difference between me and a lot of women because I listen. Like, I don't think that it was just like somebody walked up. And I don't know because I also do water down myself a whole lot. Because I can't see myself the way society sees me. But I don't ever think it's like, oh, they're panning the room and they like her. I feel like when they pan the room, they come sit by us. And then they realize like, oh, this bitch really just ass and titty. She has no conversation, no substance, no nothing. And that be where the likeness come from. And I don't even be liking the motherfuckers back. That be the first problem. Like, we none of us share the same fucking taste. So go get your nigga if you really wanted them. But I think that be the issue. Like, a lack of personality. Because that's that. And then your own insecurities. Because I didn't say shit about your skin. But now we're talking about mine.
And you know, I told Yazzie before we start shooting, I've never experienced that in that way. I've never experienced. Now there have been times where my homegirls like see a nigga somewhere and be like, oh yeah, I want him, and then he ended up wanting me. But it was never from that girl or that homegirl of mine. I don't understand why he would do that, and that's what floored me about when she.
Because
told
I
me
feel
her
like
stories.
people think because I'm so understanding that they can because it's not this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah,
like all my fairer skinned friends are often confused as to the amount of attention that I get. Every single one of them.
that confuses me. Why?
I don't know, because
if they're your friend, to me, if I'm your friend and I know how beautiful you are, one, if they say that they know that, and then two, know your personality, you catching niggas every day. Like, what are they confused about? Is it just your skin? Is my question.
So yeah.
Is it just because you ain't got no ass, or because you thick as fuck? Like,
hello,
I don't
I've always
get it.
been thick, so I don't know. I've never gotten it. I've never gotten it.
You should ask them. You still friends with them people?
No.
Oh.
No.
Good.
But I am still friends with a woman who I hope throughout life she grows in the area of understanding when she can come off colorist.
Yeah, okay.
Because like I said on the last podcast, I'm often the friend that's around the light-skinned friends because they can't fight. They assume that I'm the aggressive one all the time. So because of my personality, again, we're going back to my personality. I have a very strong personality, yes. But did my mother raise a ghetto bitch? Absolutely the fuck not. Can I fight? Will I fight? Do I always want to fight? No. And that's what's come out of being friends with most of them. Now I'm not going to say that that's how it would be if I was friends with every single light-skinned person on earth, because I know that's not the case. But the ones I have chosen haven't been the best choices.
So the opposite of what you, and I feel like our stories today are going to be completely opposite, which is how colorism works, right? And I'm tell you why. Because like I said, when I got to college, I had a whole bunch of just light-skinned women friends, and we was just all cool as hell, right? And unlike your story, how your light-skinned friends may think you the one that's going to be rowdy or whatever. Well, actually, it's the same. They think my light-skinned friends assumed that that's who I was and what I was going to do. And will I fight? Yes. Did I fight? Yes. Am I a little rowdy? Yes. But that's not who I am. Everybody who knows me knows that's not who I am.
Yeah.
and that I'm not like a huge confrontational person. I will cuss your ass out sometimes, but like it's not like that. But when they met me and were getting to know me, they assumed I was that person too. Honestly, I'm just not.
She's not.
Actually, they were. And it was so crazy because as we got to know each other over the 4 years of college, we would pick fun at the characteristics that people would give us. Like, oh, you're the dark-skinned girl, and so people think that you're going to be the one to pop off. And it's always me, bitch. Like, I had a whole bunch of light-skinned homegirls that did not mind popping the fuck off. And I'm just kind of like, she got it.
And all mine timid as fuck.
And it's the opposite, All
mine scary as fuck. Let people talk to me any type of way. Run over them any type of way. And if you just my friend, you get about 3 stupids with me before I'm talking to the person that done fucked with you. Because goddamn. But that does not always mean that I want to fight people. Yeah. I'm such a great conversationalist that like I don't know why fighting is first and not the fact that I will have a conversation with people. I do sit down and have conversations with people.
When people fight a lot, and not to degrade anyone, but mostly when people like resort to fighting first, it's because they can't use their words properly. And so I think people just be trying to fucking play with dark skinned women like we not intelligent or some shit like that.
Because that's the thing too.
But and I think the thing that I appreciate about the people that were in my life is that they actually got to know me. And they actually understood, okay, she's the smart bitch. She's the one that's going, like, we played our parts, and it didn't have anything to do with our skin colors after we got to know each other.
And see,
now
that I'm thinking about it, it's like they wanted me to be a little bit of everything. Like, yeah. Like,
the Renaissance woman.
Well, didn't treat me that way.
Yeah, but they was putting you in a box at the same time.
Yeah, like, y'all need my smarts, you need my advice, you need me to help you fight, you need me to help you get in it. Because let's talk about it. Hold the fuck up. Let's talk about this
wing woman?
Quick. Everybody's fucking wing woman. You name it, I can get you it. But not only that, for just about every single friend I've ever had, probably minus Heaven, I have texted the nigga that they have ended up dating, that they've ended up liking really hard. They don't even like y'all. They like my personality. Like,
yeah, because I ain't ever. And then one thing.
What should I say?
Yeah.
At this point,
you're texting for them.
I'm texting for them. I'm carrying on for them.
Oh, that's awful.
And then, because there is a case of a nigga, of a friend of mine. Let me not even talk about the nigga first, but of a friend of mine liking a guy so hard, and then they're getting to actually see each other and get to the point of like him trying to fill out her personality. Like, bitch, this is not who I've been talking to. You're actually pretty boring. You're pretty dull.
And Yassie, why would you do that for them?
Because bitch, you said you want the nigga.
You're a good friend. Well, one thing about me, I think Yassie has always been everybody's wingman or wing woman, but me. One thing about my ass,
you don't have to wing shit for Heaven.
If I want it.
You don't have to wing shit for Heaven. Listen.
And I don't respect no bitch who gotta have a wing woman. I just don't get it. Because if you want it, go get it. Because why you need somebody to help you get a man, honey? We are not. Maybe when we were 15, 16, 17. But as a grown ass woman,
I'm talking about 21.
As a grown ass woman, I just don't understand that. I don't understand wing men. I mean, I get wing men. I get how men do things, and maybe that's because I'm not a man. I can only speak from being a woman. I don't get it. But yeah.
I think that some people be needing a coaching, like, but it don't be their personality, and that's
the problem.
That's the problem. Like, that's the problem, because men don't be liking y'all based off of your assets. They like you. They like your personality. So they end up just liking me. So that's why you're wondering why they like me. But because you try to emulate my personality by allowing me to help you with conversation. Like, I never understood where the drift came from, because it's like, bitch, you asked me to text them, then you wonder why they followed me or something like that, then they have a conversation with me, but they are used to my personality, so this is where they're comfortable at. You just had the big ass and the curly hair and the titty, like,
yeah. That's it. Well, I wanna give some advice, because like I said, a lot of the light skinned women that I ran into in my life, there was other colorist issues, which we're gonna get into. Very small ones in my life, but most of the women that I ran into, they were built like brick houses too. They look good, you know, everything. But I feel like I ran into people who had more of a substance. And really not like focusing on, oh, my body looks like this.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Yeah, because
that's it.
Because when women are focused on their body getting them somewhere in life, you never gonna make it too far. Because what you will learn about a man is a man will be with I'm sorry, let's put it like this. He'll fuck a woman that he's attracted to physically. Mm-hmm. He gonna be with the woman that he's attracted to mentally, emotionally, conversationally, like things like that. So like, especially if he's a real man, you know what I'm saying? Men get trapped up with these bitches that look good and they don't be happy because those women like usually
it's really a lack of personality
because
they just use their body.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. So I don't give a fuck who you are, light skin, dark skin. It ain't about your body, baby.
But maybe that's where the drift come from, because I think people think just because they see me naked on the internet that they have easier access to me, and then when I still walk around and carry myself as if I'm a conservative bitch, because I do still have morals, just because I do nude photos and I take nude photos and all of that type of thing. I think that is why I'm just going to speak to my adult life. I would think that's probably why those type of women hung out with me, because that's the image I projected. So until you got to know me, then you realize, okay, she's so much more than that. That's all that they treated me like a nigga, basically, I guess. Took me at face value, surface level value. Then when they get with me, they realize like, oh, it's so much more to her. Now I need your help pulling niggas. Now I done pulled your nigga and you mad.
That's why I don't wing woman. I don't need one, and I'm not gonna do it for anybody else, because I'm not gonna have you mad at me when your nigga want me. It never fails. That has happened to me a lot in life, and I can't stand to be in that position. Yeah, I know it's happened to a lot of women. I know it happened to women all the time. Men are nasty. Mm-hmm. Men nasty. They can be fucking your homegirl and be looking at you and doing all this and doing all of that. Then you got to tell your homegirl, now your homegirl mad at you.
Yeah.
Ciao. But anyway, one of the things that I did experience, because I keep saying I didn't know, but one of the things I did experience though that I think we can probably relate with is that I did have all them light skinned girls I'm talking about. A lot of them would be like, oh, I need to stay my ass from out the pool, or I don't need to be in the sun too long. I don't want to get dark skinned.
I'm not trying to get close to, but it'd be when they bring it to you. Now I don't know if they ever brought it to you. Like, I ain't gotta be your color.
Yeah, that.
And then laugh.
And I don't get it.
I don't get it.
A girl that I was really, 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 really close with, was not that fair. She was brown skinned, but she was like super afraid of being my color, and she would literally voice that to me. And then when I would say, what's wrong with my color? The first time she said, I'm like, what's wrong with my color?
And they'd be like, no, you're
beautiful. But it wouldn't be the same for me. And honestly, when she did get tanned, she was absolutely gorgeous. Like, way more beautiful than she was before.
So,
in my opinion, and I'm not, maybe I'm biased.
I think it's because they hear white people. I think because white people try to get to what they feel like is their color. They're just trying to stay closer to the idea of being
the pretty person that the white person aspires to be.
Yes, the white gaze. Which
really,
yeah, because my friend like that has a dark skinned mother, and it's just very weird when they say things like that, because like, you literally came from a dark skinned woman. Your child could very much be dark skinned. It does. Even I even have a friend that went so hard to the extent of like, I will only date mixed, and I like my men yellow because I want my children to look a certain way. I don't want my kids to be dark skinned. I mean, that's my whole childhood. Like, all the people that I grew up with around that area, and this is not speaking to the white people, because of course they did what they did. this is for the black people that I grew up with. Everyone was always like, to me, throwing stones at me and my entire family, because like we're not trying to be as dark as y'all. Or if someone liked me or my sisters, it was like, oh my god, y'all like one of the dark. It was like a big thing.
I was gonna say, let's talk about the dark skin jokes in school. And it was a huge thing when somebody wanted to date the dark skinned girl. They caught hell for that shit.
Like,
yeah.
When I got pregnant, I just knew. I was like, bro, she gonna be dark skinned. I'm about to setting her up for everything. I mean, bought pictures with little dark skinned girls in it. Books with little dark skin. Light as day. She came out yellow as fuck.
But you know what? When I was her age, if I look back at my pictures, I was very fair. Way more fair than I am now. My skin color eventually got to where it is later on. I was dark. I was dark as hell when I came out the coop nappy though.
Yeah, Jenna was like
that. And then I got lighter, and then I got darker again. So maybe she'll get a little tad bit darker, but baby ain't gonna be dark.
I think she's about as dark as she gonna get. When I look at her legs, I'll be like, oh,
but you know what it is, right? She looked just like her daddy.
Just like her dad. I mean, and that's the thing. Because I feel like only light-skinned women get to say those type of things and it not be... Because if I said, I don't want a light-skinned kid, y'all be like, bitch, oh my fucking God. Why would you say that? But y'all get to say all the time. All the time.
Kodak said that shit, didn't he?
How y'all want y'all children to look a certain way. And y'all don't want y'all kids to be dark-skinned because y'all don't want them to get picked up. Like...
Is it really about the picking culture?
No.
I've never believed that.
It's about... Honestly, and this is just going to take it left a little bit, but the sexualization of a skin complexion being so prominent that it touches children is weird as fuck to me. In general.
Yeah, and I think that it's not exclusively about the sexualization of it, because that happens absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's the what am I trying to say? I think it's the status. So not the status,
but wanting to be perceived a certain way.
Like a hierarchy of like who, literally the brown paper bag.
They literally say like white women, light skinned women, whatever, middle brown,
Asian, Hispanic,
and then dark skinned women.
As if
black light skinned women and dark skinned women aren't still black women.
And let's talk about it. That's why, and people don't understand why dark-skinned people in general go so hard about colorism. It's because if you're a light-skinned black person, you don't fucking get it.
It's almost a privilege.
No,
that come with it.
And I respect, just like, let me put it this way. White people don't get what it's like to be black, right? Light-skinned people don't get what it's like to be a dark-skinned black person. But that does not mean there are plenty of light-skinned people who acknowledge their privilege. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're talking about with colorism. Like, acknowledge that even if you don't think you're better than someone because of your skin tone, somebody else does.
Yeah.
And that's acknowledging your privilege. Like, you may make it further than me because you're lighter than me. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand like why we go so hard about it. It's not because you specifically may be colorist. It's because this fucking world is colorist. And it ain't just the black people. I was watching something the other day and could not believe that this was the thing. Oh, actually, Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria, who was in the Housewives show that came out or whatever. She a bad bitch. She's beautiful, right? She got this olive tan skin. She's beautiful. She was saying in an interview that all of her, I don't know where they're from. I can't really put my finger on it. But she was saying all of her sister and her mom and her aunties are lighter. Now, obviously, to us as darker skinned women, she's a light skinned woman too. But she was dark skinned to them. And they literally nicknamed her the ugly one. Whatever their language was, they would call her the ugly one. And she said that was basically their term of endearment. And she said, although she has now found fame and all the riches and shit, it ain't even that. Her sisters still say, I don't know why they picked you. And it's like in a joking manner. And we joke about the whole, oh, that baby dark skin as hell. Like colorism is everywhere.
In everything. And it's often disguised as a joke. And yeah, shit do be funny. I'm not even gonna lie that the world has got a lot more sensitive. But we have to speak on the fact that shit really do fuck with people's identity and the way that they self-identify, just because of the already pressure that you get from society.
Yeah.
And social media came around and it make it no fucking better.
Yeah. And then technologies came.
But I can speak to having pretty privilege. I can definitely speak to that. Now I know I'm ugly to somebody, so I don't give a fuck. But I know that when I go outside, that the first 10 people I pass, 8 of them gonna try to holler, cause that's just the life that I live. Like I'm not.
She exudes that energy.
I'm not even joking. Like I almost be annoyed by it. Not almost. I do be annoyed by it. I do be annoyed. Actually, I do actually be annoyed. I know for some women they love that. I think the fact that I'm just in a relationship, I just be like, please, just please. Like I'd be so tired of fucking having to say like I got a whole boyfriend. But pretty privilege, yeah, I could understand that. I definitely have been out places with people who society may deem prettier, but got treated better.
Well, can I talk about the opposite of that? I think, especially when I travel the world. So in America, colorism is a thing, right? But when I travel the world, baby, they eat my black ass up.
Yeah.
And told you, so I went to Mexico, and y'all can go on my Instagram page and find the girls that I went to Mexico with, and don't be talking about them because they're beautiful. But went to Mexico with a whole bunch of light-skinned bitches, okay? And they were literally like, wow, these people love you. And I don't know what it was about Mexico. I don't know. You know, first of all, Mexican men, they just nasty.
They handsy ass.
They handsy. I was snorkeling? Not scuba diving, so snorkeling, yeah. And a man, he had one eye, for one, was feeling all up on me because I thought I was finna drown. I'm like, baby, I'm not finna drown that bad. Back up.
See, I was trying to call me up. Yeah.
Back up. No, but they was wild out there, and they do a lot of wild shit. We did a lot of wild shit with them. It was fun. But no, nothing sexual.
No, I ain't.
Nothing sexual.
I didn't think that at all.
Nothing sexual, but it was fun, and even some of the women were floored about how dark my skin was, and I feel like I need to acknowledge a sort of privilege like that when dark-skinned people or even black people that are like brown and go out the country. Oh my gosh, they're like fucking celebrities, right?
Let me touch your hair. Let me take a picture with you. Let me do this. I went to the Bahamas, and y'all know everybody over there is fucking black. They basically Jamaicans, but they were like, wow. You want to come with us? Yeah. We got the weed. We're going to take you here. We're going to tour you here. We're going to go there.
That's how they were at the Bahamas with me, too. And I don't know. I think they was like, oh, you're going to be one of us. We don't see a lot of y'all come over here from the States. You can come chill with us.
I think they just
got the weed over there?
I know it.
I can't remember. I went there when I was 17. I can't remember.
I want to remember this so bad because the nigga who greeted us when we first like stepped our foot on the thing, he looked like a Marley. Like, I know.
Oh, yeah, baby.
But he looked like Bob Marley and their family. And I was like, wow. He was like, I got the weed. I was like, bro, I can't even come with you because I'm too mesmerized, actually. You probably gonna kidnap me and kill me, chop me up, but wow.
Yeah, because it's scary. The Bahamas is scary as fuck, okay? When we went on our cruise, somebody got.
It's literally like, I think of them as Jamaicans. Like, because that's how they look, and that's how they talk, and they just move so fast. Everything is just so fast down there. I was like, Lord, no, sorry. I was constantly like, no, actually I have a boyfriend. I think, what are you saying? Like, like you just want to take me on a tour, not to your house, right?
And
like,
Mexico is wild too, though. You got to we only speaking to the places we've been, but I think it was called Mota. The weed was Mota in Mexico.
Yes, because you kept saying when I got back, you was like
Mota.
You was like, we was asking for some Mota as soon as we got here.
Smoking the Mota, because obviously we flew, so we was not trying to get fucked up, so we couldn't bring our own shit. But let me tell you something about the weed in Mexico. That shit's trash. I don't know how they be getting the big bulks of weed down here, and it be the good shit. We didn't find that shit,
bro. The weed was trash in the Bahamas too.
Yeah, it was.
And we was on a cruise. We had to sneak that hoe on the cruise. We did a lot of risk my whole life for a cigarette. Bitch.
Y'all, it was so bad.
A cigarette.
It was so bad.
But that's because they smoke spliffs in most places. Most people don't smoke weed in its entirety. They smoke like hella tobacco and then like a pinch of weed. I said, y'all don't be getting high. They said Americans do too much. No, literally one of them said, why would you want to be that high though? And I said,
yep, we do.
I said, I guess I could understand where y'all coming from.
You know why? Living on an island and shit, y'all just living a nice, beautiful.
Yeah.
We live in America, baby. This shit is
ain't shit nice about it.
Awful. It's awful. We've been going through some shit. These people need to get high. Okay. But yeah, so I think to me, it's a privilege to be a dark-skinned woman. It's a privilege to be a black woman. It's a privilege to be a woman. And I love all of those characteristics. That does not take away from the fact that I do feel like I have been judged because of my skin color. And I do feel like I could have been further. If I was a light-skinned woman, or if I was a white woman.
Because when I sat down at that long, I let's talk about the fact that I tried to be a singer really hard. And things went well. Things stopped going well when I didn't want to be basically Little Kim at 15, because that's what was asked of me. Basically, if I wanted to come on as this dark-skinned woman, because when I sat down at that long ass table, they was basically like, you need more sex appeal for it to work because you are dark-skinned, and most dark-skinned women don't make it in this industry, especially since I was trying to be a neo-soul artist. They was like, no, baby, that's not it.
That was so in the 90s. I wish we was born in the 90s. You would have been famous.
It makes me think about Jasmine Sullivan and how much talent she possessed, but how she's just getting a break. Because I know you love Beyonce. And Beyonce, I love you too. I think that you are a great vocalist. But do I think Jasmine Sullivan sings better than her? Yes. And I feel like that should be acknowledged. No one acknowledges it sometimes, simply because she even let's excuse Jasmine. Let's take Jasmine out. Kelly Rowland and Beyonce. Kelly sung all the major and best parts to the songs that everyone thinks is Beyonce.
Come on, y'all. Michelle had the best verses in the song.
Listen,
she may not have sang them how y'all wanted, but that was the best. But anyway,
my wrath, my strength, my winter. That's the least I can do. Let me cater to you. No, it wasn't. It was really Kelly. It was Kelly. She was eating him, girl.
We don't own the rights to that song.
We don't. Look, bitch, don't
get
us
copyrighted. I'm gonna tell you later. But anyway, no, Kelly. No, Kelly's the bomb ass vocalist too, and people really shit on her. I don't understand why,
but I think
I do understand why actually,
and so much so that she even like people wanted her to like sexy herself up, so she got her breasts done when we were younger. But like, bitch, it didn't change your vocals. It didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand why it was such a thing to like. I feel like growing up to tear her down, because I feel like she was tore down until she was just out the way of the media. So I could only imagine had been a dark-skinned woman trying to navigate the industry, being a smaller framed woman, knowing that you possess a lot more talent than most of them, and not being able to execute because you are simply,
especially in today's world, because like I said, if we're talking about the 90s, y'all,
I wish it was like that again, because I'd be thick.
The 90s was a special moment. The 90s was a moment where natural bodies were accepted and loved, where black cinema, black music, black theater, black art was thriving. Like, it was mainstream, and
everybody's honestly, most people's aesthetic and their lifestyles are based
off the 90s. Literally. And I'm not saying that our black cinema and black music and things like that are not mainstream today. They are, but in a whole different way. We were less salacious and more grounded. Like, you ain't gonna never Love Jones. Like, I'm just saying, like, we'll never have movies like that again, ever. We'll never have Moesha and all of that,
especially
ever
since
again.
Everything got to be all inclusive. So the dark skinned woman that might be in the show, and God, what I'm about to say is go chill up. But the dark skinned woman that's probably going to be picked for the show is going to be a fucking trans man. Excuse me.
Okay, and that's what type of world we're in. You never know. Like, you never know.
And that's where I go back to say, like, literally, dark skinned women are robbed of so many things. And then now the fact that people have the ability to identify as us, and kudos, do y'all. But they get picked for things that, like, dark-skinned women have fought to even be able to be a part of.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah, we get the shit and the stick sometimes, but I miss the 90s. Because, like, let's think about it, you guys. India Arie and Lauryn Hill were, like, number one sellers in the 90s. Today is Summer Walker, Beyonce, light-skinned women. Sorry.
And Summer wasn't even light-skinned, but she's getting lighter-skinned. And that is...
I hate that, and I'm not saying Summer is because I don't know, but I hate that people feel like they have to bleach their skin to be more accepted.
You should... I watched the interview. I watched one of her, like, first interviews where she was talking about how she didn't want to do interviews. And I was like, wow. She was really... And I would like to say makeup plays a big role because everybody's trying to have that light under eye, and you know, I don't know the woman. I haven't seen her in person to say more specifically that she might bleach her skin, but there is a big difference in her skin complexion from interviews. Just her nose in interviews. Like,
Black girls not supposed to get nose jobs, and I really didn't know why until I watched the video the other day. I thought that we just don't get nose jobs, but allegedly, like, we have, like, some kind of different, like, thing in our nose that when we do get our nose jobs, it ends up like that because of the bridge or whatever. And I think that's another thing in today's world. Like, people are trying to alter themselves to be... It's weird, because I'm going to say it this way. The Kardashians alter themselves to look like black women. And now black women are altering themselves to look like the Kardashians. I want y'all to sit with that. Black women, most of our viewers may not have no money to go get their ass done. Don't go find it.
Don't go find it.
Don't go find it.
I know two... They might watch this.
I know women who are broke.
But I know
and they
women...
found money to go get their ass done.
I know women who traveled states... became very self-sufficient, made great money, and did all that just to spend most of it to fly to the Dominican Republic and get their ass done. Now, mind you, they're not good-looking asses.
And that's the thing about it, ladies.
Because you had to sit down to come back home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They say you got to lay on your stomach for a while. I'm not ever opposed to a woman doing what she needs to do to feel loved and special and good about her body or whatever. If that's what you want to do, kudos. I really do support people who choose to do that. I would like for us to be more grounded as a people. I would like for us to get back to natural things.
Yeah.
Walk around, put your feet in some grass. Go hug a tree.
Go
hug a tree. Like, we need that as a society.
Bare hug at that.
Yeah, we need that as a society because what's happening now is altering our reality.
And
I want everybody to
it's
know
gonna have, and this is like I want to say this and speak for the fact that my daughter will probably not have an influence that I would feel like is deserving of her to even be influenced by, because of the way of the world. I could say when I grew up and I was like, I love Erykah Badu, I love India Arie, I love Lauryn Hill. I'm sure my parents was like,
my mom was always,
but I'm sure it's gonna be different because they idolize basketball. I mean, not basketball, rapper girlfriends and all of these
influencers.
Like, baby, you don't need a BBL to feel good about yourself, and it's probably not going to make you feel good.
Everybody who got
yourself.
one has told you that. A lot of women in the industry who've gotten one will say that
Love yourself first.
That shit didn't make me feel no better. And they'll say I did it because I was self-conscious, or I did it because I wanted to feel better.
So to the women that don't do it, especially if you're dark skinned, and right now in this moment, use that as your privilege. Take that and run with it.
Because it'll be back in a little bit.
And I'm going to say this. The difference between a lot of women that are getting BBLs are their skin colors. Because it's not a lot of dark.
I think I'm going to go research that.
And it's a lot. I did.
I'm going to go research it.
It's not more dark skinned women than it is.
Yeah. Well, can I be contradictory real quick? And I'm probably gonna be a hypocrite.
What? Was you about to get one?
No, hell hell no. I be on the Twitter pages that be like, who got the best BBL?
No. Listen. Now, one thing about it, baby. I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah. Some of these girls,
some of them be looking good.
Yeah.
Some of them be looking
they got
good.
A good doctor.
Be looking nice and natural. And then some of them be looking like you should pay for thighs too.
I love Nikki, but I never realized how thin her thighs are.
That's because Nikki was never a big.
She was a petite girl.
Yeah.
Now she got a big ass.
When she first started, that she still had the big ass.
Yeah.
But no, the little legs. And I used to be like, so y'all don't think that she look like a frog?
Well, I think a lot of people do, but I think that's either in or what they think it's in, or they like that shit. And if you like it, I fucking love it. Like I said,
no, for real.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging nobody. I'm not judging nobody. It's coming from a good place. I really would like for us as a society, as a black community, to be more grounded. That's literally all I'm saying. I want us to get back to that natural shit where cornbread was what they can do up. Mm-hmm. And I'm letting you know now.
And then they'll tell you this. I'm gonna have a rebuttal for everything because they'll say this. Well, you know that our food is why we have so many diseases, and the fact that we eat. Because I be seeing people be like, because
it's true.
It is true. It is very.
But I promise you, more people is dying from getting on that table than eating cornbread. I'm trying to tell y'all.
And you can work that off. You can't work. And this is what really blew my mind. Because y'all spend a little over $10,000 to get the BBLs. Okay, cool. If you got it, fucking flaunt it, okay? But the fact that in order to maintain, you have to go to the gym. Why the fuck didn't you go to the gym to begin with?
People lazy.
I know.
We live in a fast cultured world. Like, it would take them, you know how long it would take them to build that ass?
It takes the average person 3 years to get the
exactly. It took them fucking.
That's what y'all need. You need it for your mental.
I'm just answering your question.
No, I know.
Because you're right. You do need to go to the gym. But the bitches was basically like, I don't want to do that. So, yeah.
And another thing, a lot of these, I'm not even, the women I know, and I'm looking down. The women I know that got BBLs, were not it girls. Were girls that got talked about. Were girls that,
oh my God, in our community that we know, absolutely.
Were girls that some would say can't pull guys. Then they get these BBLs and then they try to tell you how your personality should be, and that be fucking blowing me. Because
I know a girl who got a BBL. People make so much fun of her. And you know what? Stop making fun of people. Teach your kids to be nice kids. Yeah. Because the reason that girl went and got that BBL is because people was not fucking nice to her. And she did not feel attractive. And now she is the baddest bitch on Facebook.
That's what I'm about to say. Because the girl that I was speaking about too now literally went from like not taking pictures, not doing anything. And then posted one picture after she got her BBL done. And I kid you not. Her following, and I know this is so stupid, but it'd be like she had like 600 followers and she was following like 4,000 or something like that. But once she got the BBL, the way the roles reversed, I said, bro, nobody liked you when you were shaped like a refrigerator. But your personality has always been lit. That's my bitch. Okay, good personality. But nobody liked you at all. Nobody was trying to talk to you at all. But as soon as you got that BBL, not only did as soon as you got that BBL, you started getting hoes, but a nigga impregnated you. You let him have the baby. You brought the baby out here.
You said something about a refrigerator, and that's funny because I used to have a homeboy on camp. I don't even know if he knows my real name. He calls me Fridge.
No,
because one
what
day,
the fuck?
Yeah, nah, Tyler cracks up at this shit. One day we was all hanging out. He was like, "You built like a refrigerator." Now, if anybody knows me outside of sitting in this chair, I have a really flat ass. Well, actually, my son gave me a little bit of ass, but I used to have like a flat ass and like kind of like a squarish body. I don't have like a curvage or anything like that. And this motherfucker said I was shaped like a refrigerator, and literally him and all his homeboys still to this day call me Fridge. When I announced my pregnancy on Instagram, go look in the comments. Congratulations, Fridge. To this day, and that's what it's like to be okay with what God gave you, baby.
But for real,
because I'm still pulling. Oh wait, I'm not still pulling niggas. I was still pulling niggas.
Was definitely, and that's. I'm gonna say this. Then we can be done. Cause I'm gonna go back to Chris Brown real quick.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown said Yeah, that big ass is fine. It's nice and all. But I'm still gonna go spend the night with Lil Booty.
He said that?
He said that.
It's true.
It's true. Cause I'm trying to tell y'all, they was with me.
Men love a natural looking woman. Men are more attracted than you know to the inside. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. And if they aren't, probably gay. Probably like men. I've realized that the men that go real hard about coochie, it's because they like men. They hate women. They like men.
Okay. Well, on that note, this has been another episode of
More Than a Mother Podcast, and we are signing out.